Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is June 13th, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1927, Canada's own Herb Larson. 1943, Big Otto Wands. 1950, the former Olympian Chris Taylor. And last but not least, 1960, Jacques Rougeau Jr. Of course, on the flip side of that coin, your pro wrestling deaths for June 13th. 1982, the High Chief, Peter Maivia. 2009, Japanese legend, Masahiro Misawa. Alright, enough of the sad stuff. It's time to get to the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for June 13th. Jumping in the Wayback Machine and going all the way to 1940, where we see Orville Brown win the first of two titles, which earned him the recognition as the first World Heavyweight Champion recognized by the National Wrestling Alliance. Brown defeats Bobby Burns in Kansas City, Kansas, to win the Kansas City version of the Midwest Wrestling Association World Heavyweight title. Jumping 17 years to 1957, Ed Francis defeats Al Lodi for the NWA Hawaiian Heavyweight title. Grooving into 1960, Tony Byrne defeats Bull Curry to win the NWA Texas Brass Knuckles title in Fort Worth, Texas. Grabbing my bell bottoms and going to 1972, where I see Alfonso Dantes defeat Rey Mendoza for the NWA World Light Heavyweight title in Tijuana, Mexico. Jumping ahead 2 years to 1974, the interns Tom Andrews and Jim Starr defeat Bob Geigel and Rufus R. Jones to win the Central States version of the NWA World Tag Team titles in Kansas City, Kansas. The next year, in 1975, Black Gordman and the Goliath win the NWA America's Tag Team titles for a seventh time, ending the third reign of the Hollywood Blondes Jerry Brown and Buddy Roberts. Our final stop in the 70s, 1978, Jack and Jerry Briscoe defeat Mr. Sayato and the Great Kabuki in Miami, Florida to win their seventh NWA Florida Tag Team titles. Grabbing my boombox and going to 1981, where I see the Kelly twins, Pat and Mike Kelly, defeat Wilbur Snyder and Spike Huber to win the World Wrestling Association Tag Team titles in Indianapolis, Indiana. Just 2 years later, in 1983, Tiger Mask defeats Fisherman to win the vacant WWF World Junior Heavyweight title in Mexico City, Mexico, beginning his third reign. 1987, Bill Watts' Universal Wrestling Federation holds its second Superdome extravaganza in New Orleans, Louisiana, with a main event of Big Bubba Rogers defeating Barry Windham to retain the UWF Heavyweight title. Sticking in 1987, Bill Dundee defeats Chick Donovan to win the AWA International Heavyweight title in Memphis, Tennessee. Grabbing my flannel and going to the decade of grunge, 1990, WCW Clash of the Champions 11 was held in Charleston, South Carolina. In the main event, Junkyard Dog defeated NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair via disqualification. Moving just 1 year to 1991, Gran Hamada and Perro Aguayo defeat Los Brazos to win the UWA World Tag Team titles in Tokyo, Japan. 1993, the WWF held the first televised King of the Ring tournament. In the main event, Bret Hart pinned Bam Bam Bigelow to win the King of the Ring tournament. The match had originally been won by Bigelow, but the match was restarted when it was revealed that Luna Vachon attacked Hart with a steel chair. This was Hart's second time as King of the Ring, as he won the tournament 2 years earlier. He is also, to this day, the only man to win the King of the Ring twice. And last but not least, 1999, WCW holds the 13th annual Great American Bash. In the main event, Kevin Nash defeated Randy Savage by disqualification to retain the WCW title, after Sid Vicious, making his return to WCW, attacked Nash. This was Sid's first WCW appearance since the infamous 1993 Hotel Brawl with Arn Anderson during the British Tour, during which Anderson was stabbed several times by Sid with scissors. Those were your short but sweet pro wrestling history highlights for June 13th. I'm the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.